Now for part 8. From the highway through the hospital. Well, technically through Jackson. The rest of the game, basically.
Ellie! Ellie! Did you hear me?
No. What?
Look. Hospital. This is where we get off.
Alright, I'll make a save file once we get to the tunnel.
Feel that breeze, huh?
Alright, here.
I tell you,
Just
like this,
follow the
I can sit on
route.
my
Don't pick
porch.
anything up. You can check your guns if they're reloaded.
Yeah, once we're
This
done with
ammo,
this
we're
thing,
just going to end up hanging on to
you
it.
play guitar. Yeah, I reckon you'd really like that. What do you say? Huh?
We ended up with like a lot of excess ammo. The thing is, you actually do need one bullet in one of your guns. So it's not excess. We have about 4 excess bullets. So the thought is like, oh, well, you could use one of those bullets earlier on. No, this was just a lucky run, and I ended up with excess ammo. You know, hold on, let me talk for a second. It's like, oh my god, you ended up with 4 extra bullets. Why don't you use it somewhere else? And I could, but this was lucky. You wouldn't believe how many times where I'm just so deprived of drops and normal amounts of ammo. That's the one variation that even I deal with to this day. It's never with like your crafting supplies or your parts or pills. It's really with ammo. There could be an area, let's take sewers for example. There's 4 enemies before the stalker room. I had it one time where each of them dropped a bullet, whether it's revolver or a pistol, and then another run where they didn't drop any. That's a difference of 4 drops. So like it's stuff like that. Sometimes in the doorway at the dam, I remember I got 2 rifle bullets, 3 shotgun shells, 3 revolver bullets, and 3 pistol bullets. And then another time where I didn't get anything. And those are the 2 major ones. I'd say the sewers before the stalker room and the door where we molly the 5 guys at the dam. Those are the 2 spots where you can get a lot of drops. And yeah, if you end a run with like excess ammo, before you go crazy with new strats, you got to think, was that lucky or was that consistent? So yeah, I've had runs where I have 1 bullet left here and then a run like this where I have 5. So just sort of think of it like that. All right, we're going to hop up over there. The way that, like, I used to do this, like climb up the bus and everything, but it's slow climbing. So what we're going to do is hop over there, and then hop over there. It's the fastest way. Now right here, we're going to hop over this ledge just to the right of it. No, that didn't work out well. Like this, and then we get a little little boost. So right at the line there. Optional dialogue prompt, which is mandatory, and then stand right in between these 2 paintings or pictures, whatever. And that's where the triangle prompt is. Before I do that, though, I want to show off something. We have the remaining shiv we got at the dam, and we're using smoke bomb later on. But look, everything got used. We have nothing here. That's the shiv we were given. We only used 1 shiv for the whole run. Even if we were to craft that other one in Billstown, it would just be excess. Unless you're comfortable with doing your own strat, which involves a shiv, you know, it's pretty useless here. And the 1 smoke bomb, which we use later. Everything gets used, and that's probably my favorite thing about it. The pills, nothing really. We used the 50 in the hotel elevator, and we had just enough for that for the financial district. And even the parts, we needed 170 to upgrade our stuff in the dam, and we had 170 on the dot, and we were able to upgrade our stuff without losing time. That's, I mentioned before, was one of my favorite strats in the run. So yeah, I just always get a kick out of showing that off, whether it means anything to anyone else. It's just like everything gets used to its fullest potential, and is definitely my favorite part of this category. Everything. And yeah, before you worry about holsters here, get Ellie, boost Ellie up. Don't worry about holsters.
Ellie? Ellie?
What?
The ladder. Come on.
Right.
So just do it again. All right, as for holsters, you're gonna, because we don't really use, well, this is what it is normally. I have the pistol and the revolver out to the right, and then I have whatever, I have the bow on the left, and then whatever I have ammo in the other one, which in this case is the rifle. Maybe I have a shotgun shell, maybe it's rifle, whatever. I end up not using it, but like just in case something goes wrong in the hospital, I have it. Because we use the bow and the pistol later. So while we're waiting for Ellie to drop, we do this. I prefer the bow on the left and then the pistol right here. And I want to show off something that involves the pistol, so I'm going to do this. Alright, now... Alright, two things. You don't want to hit triangle with a gun in your hand.
God.
And remember what I said, if you have a gun in your hand, throw a punch.
Ellie!
But in this case, we have a melee weapon, so that doesn't work. You don't want to hit triangle prompts with things in your hand. This goes back to the strats I was telling you about in the slums. So a way to do that, if like you're about to hit triangle, either wait for him to put it away, or you can do this. Go into your backpack, and then go out. See, look. And then that puts it away. As for picking up the ladder, I sort of look at like little bits of debris. There's like little triangle here. It's sort of a triangle shape between like these. I like to stand right here, and then when Ellie drops it, walk forward. Now, if you do that, that's a slow picking up animation. Did you see him jolt like a whole 2 feet to the right? Get it? Jolt. Okay. Anyway. So pick it up like towards the middle and like move forward. See that? That's a lot faster. I'm not going to spend too long on like ladder picking up animations, but like when Ellie drops it, so it's going to look like this. I sort of stand right about where this one is, right about here. Ellie's like, oh my god, she drops it, I walk forward, and I just hit triangle. I need to be further to the left, though, so that doesn't happen. Look at the ladder. He's not even like, oh god, this game. I don't get this game, I really don't. Look, like the ladder's moving and he's not even holding it. I don't get you, Naughty Dog. I just don't get it. So I think maybe pick it up from far away. Yeah. Just try and get it like that. I'm not going to spend forever here. That animation is what you want.
You gotta see this.
Alright, these little white tables you can walk through. Sort of cut your corners here. Now there's a few places of stopping and starting your jog and crouching. Through this doorway, crouch.
Are you kidding
When you
me?
get halfway through this right here, you can start up again. I use like objects as cues for that.
Come on, hurry up.
Ellie in the speedrunning spirit right there. Now we're going to skip the giraffes because speedrun. Now just like the door in Pittsburgh, exactly the same. There's normally a door where he opens it really slowly. Where the smoke bomb is. As soon as you enter, you can hit triangle and skip it. So right there.
Oh, man.
Hop down. And skip cutscene. Alright, now right here, there's actually some specific movement. We want to get ahead of Ellie. So, you're going to walk down like 4 or 5 steps and then crouch. Because that's when the game will force you to walk. And then you can hop down the last set of stairs. And if you do it when you're standing up, it's a little faster than compared to crouching. And then when you hit the bottom, you can jog. So it's going to look something like this. Right
Look.
now.
I know you mean well,
Normally the game would force you to walk.
but there's no
And then right
halfway.
here, stand up with sprint
Once
and then
we're
go.
done,
And then you can jog.
whatever you want.
Otherwise, you're forced to walk behind Ellie, and she's really slow.
I ain't leaving without you.
So yeah,
So let's go wrap this up.
little time savers. We're back in a section where it looks like there's nothing there. Little time savers. Now there's one more. The game is going to force you to walk that whole the whole rest of the area here. The Q for me is a bright spot of grass, and that's what I use to time my crouch timing. So right, like the last bit of grass right here. Boom.
This place takes me back.
Right when the subtitles pop
so?
up, but I use that blade of grass as
That was right
the
after everything
visual
went down.
cue. Now, super,
I ended up
super,
in a
super,
treehouse
super
just
important.
like this.
Oh, it's so important. Pick up this bottle. For the love of God, pick up that bottle.
Family's torn apart.
I've had a run lost. Not because I forgot to pick up the bottle, but because I picked up a brick instead, and it ended up affecting me in the hospital.
Yes, it was.
For the love of God, pick up that bottle. You need a brick or a bottle for this section.
Someone you love like that.
Oh, but have it be a bottle.
Losing everything that you I'm sorry, Joel.
Right here. Climb up, crouch out, and then hold down sprint when you leave. And pick up this arrow. We don't have one right now, but we're going to use it later to save like 2 or 3 seconds. Make sure your guns are reloaded. Even though we don't use them, it's just nice to have them reloaded.
Just know it.
What do you mean?
We do use the bow later, though. That's why I have it in the first one.
Sure of it.
And the pistol. Alright, there's a restart encounter here. It's as soon as Joel's feet leaves the truck. Not when his feet land, but when it leaves. So, right? There. Restart encounter. Alright, now right here, I'm going to make a save file, but when when you're able to move, fire a bullet. You need to keep track of where, like, which holster has a bullet in it. Don't use the arrow. We need that for later. Actually, you can use the arrow. Because, yeah, you can use the arrow. You can use whatever you want. You just gotta distract here. Like, the way it works normally is like we're jogging. It's kind of slow. And then you can start your sprint right here. And it can get pretty complicated. And inconsistent. Ellie's going to be behind us, and she's going to be probably plus signed. That's how it used to work. Yeah, normally she gets plus sign there. That's not the strat, though. I just wanted to show off maybe she might get it. The strat is fire. It should place me back there. Fire a gun. We're not alerted. They don't know we're here yet because it was so far away. But we're able to sprint. And we climb up here because Ellie will climb up here, and that'll prevent her from getting a plus sign behind us. And then you just go. The route we take is so we don't get grabbed by anybody. There's a runner to our left. There's 2 infected there. So just go around him. Now we have a bottle here in case a runner attacks us from the right, which he will. Smoke bomb the bloater and climb up the car as it goes off. Now don't sprint. Do not sprint. And crouch when you get towards the end. And the triangle prompt should be waiting for you. Just keep pressing it. And you're good. Let's do it again. This, for whatever reason, is the most consistent strat in the whole run. And it looks like the most inconsistent. There are some things that can go wrong. The bloaters can be out of position sometimes. Sometimes, in which case you'd have to do a manual throw, where you think it normally lands. Yeah, this climbing up here is to prevent Ellie from getting a plus sign. We used to run on the ground the whole time, and she'd get plus sign about half the time. You can sometimes get grabbed by this runner, but it doesn't happen enough times, so we consider it consistent. And if this runner doesn't show up, just run for the bloater. And I like to throw the smoke bomb as soon as the shit he's throwing at us lands. And don't sprint. And hug the right wall.
Here, let me boost you up there.
Also, I prefer to crouch walk to the triangle. If you see the triangle prompt all bright and shiny, I still prefer to crouch walk there because it happened one time, which means it can happen again. I stood up and walked to the triangle prompt, and by the time I hit triangle, it was gone, which means I was re-alerted. The smoke bomb kind of like disables their alert. Once they're stuck in there, they kind of freak out. All right. One more time. Get ready to fire a gun. Now remember, the high school and the science lab, if you restart encounter at the right time, you can get your stuff back. The same applies to this area as well. And remember, it's a grounded only thing. And if this runner doesn't show up, just ignore him. Don't climb the car too early, because then you'll get stunned by the smoke. Hug the right side, because that'll force them into the smoke as well. And the triangle prompt should be there. Now, even right here, don't, like, turn around standing up. Don't turn around standing up, because there's a chance they could hear you. So what I like to do is crouch, turn the flashlight on, and then turn around, because that'll force Joel to turn around as well. And then there's a weird way to climb up the truck. When Ellie drops the rock or whatever it is, if you run into it, like half a second later, it'll develop collision, and Joel will be like teleported on top of it. It saves like a second of climbing animation. So when she drops it, time it so you run into it, and then you just have to climb the truck, and that's it. Now I'll show you why you should. Not only should you restart encounter to get your stuff back coming up, but personally I do it to avoid a death. Let me see if I can show that to you. Yeah, that runner might spot us. Today, Ellie. So time it. Oh, didn't work. Alright, I'm not going to be able to show it off, but yeah. Ah! Oh, he's dead. He's fucked. And I didn't hit the checkpoint. He died on the way down. Alright, whatever. I was just kind of fucking around there. Yeah, I fucked up the climbing on the rock. So we'll do it again. Yeah, so the reason for the restart encounter is when Joel's feet hit the floor on the other side. As soon as you hear the sound effect like that, you can restart encounter. There's no loading screen, no nothing, and you get your stuff back. That runner is getting closer and closer every time. Look for this runner. He keeps showing up, so that's good. And then hug the right side.
Here, let me push you up there.
And then good. Alright, I'm going to try and do it the way I normally do it. Alright, yeah, this should be good.
Okay.
Yep, okay. Flashlight on as well. Come on, it's not working. Anyway, restart encounter right there. And you get your stuff back. What I was trying to show, like bottle and smoke bomb, what I was trying to show off is when I hop down here and then continue onward, the bloater throws his stuff right here. And if you try and walk across it, you die, because that shit depletes your health so quickly.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned I can't get that boulder trick. Let me go back and do it again. So when his feet hit the floor, he gets his health back and his supplies that he just used. Again, the reason we allow that in a glitchless category is because of the thing that can happen in the science lab with the black screen glitch. If it can happen like without you intending to do it, we think that's okay to be allowed. Plus, it can only happen on grounded. So, again, grounded is a naturally glitchy difficulty. So let's go again. You really don't have to fear this section. It's pretty funny, but this is the most consistent section in the whole run. Look for the runner. Alright, he's not there, so... just do it as normal.
Here, let me put you up there.
See that? The runner can sometimes just not show up. Then just do it as normal. I know it looks scary, but it's good. It's a good strat. Right, I want to get this trick here. I've lost my mojo. There we go. Now watch. All right, let's go. Ah! Oh no! Ah! Ah! See that? Even though the section is over, we still died. And as a result, we still get our stuff back because this is the checkpoint. That's the reason I restart encounter here. Not because you get your stuff back, just to avoid that and save a little time. Fuck you, bloater. I'll do it one more time to show off the specifics of the timing with the restart encounter. Like he didn't even sprint there. He just walked into it. That's what I was trying to do. It's interesting you die and then you get your stuff back. I guess that's kind of what happens in it's similar to the science lab, I think. There we go. One more time, and I guarantee you it'll work. It always works. You never let go of sprint until you throw the smoke bomb. After you throw the smoke bomb. That runner can sometimes grab you. Every time I do it, it seems like he's getting closer and closer. But he never does. Runner? Uh-oh. I'm going to throw it anyway.
Here, let me push you up there.
Every time, I love it. Okay. Now for the timing of the restart encounter. Now it's like I'm doing this in a run. World record or PB pace. There's a bloater right there.
Look out below.
Oh, I suck. Anyway. Right? There. Feet hit the floor. Restart encounter. Places you right here. No loading screen, no nothing. And now for a pretty difficult to get trick. You need to jump at the very last possible second and you can make the jump.
Okay.
Which otherwise looks like this. And he like slow to climb up and he jogs all funny. Like if you miss the jump,
Watch your step. That water looks pretty deep.
look at him running. He's running, he's running.
That's what we can do
And then he
once we're
gets
done.
full momentum.
You can teach me how to swim.
You need to run, you need to jump off that thing at like the very last pixel in order to make it. Ellie's better at it than we are. See that? Pretty important. Because you do lose like 3 seconds of movement. Okay. Anyway. Now for another strat that I actually really like. We're going to push Ellie... Oh, nope, I guess not. I was going to say we're going to push Ellie back.
I don't think they can reach us now.
Let's see if she follows us.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if she follows us. Yeah. Doesn't work as well going the other way.
Watch your step. That water looks
Anyway,
pretty deep.
normally the strat is we go down, we climb up, we get that ladder up right there, and then we drop it to Ellie. Normally, she's stuck in a like over here when we drop it, so it takes her forever to get to the next area, and we need her in order to progress. So there's a restart encounter we do to get her closer. I just wanted to show off how far away she can be when she's supposed to be like underneath the ladder ready to climb up. So we're doing a speed run. Don't try to ascend here the whole time like I did earlier.
On the other side.
He'll get stuck on some like broken metal or something.
All right, hold on.
We can grab it right around here. Now there's some like nasty invisible walls here. Here, look. Like, yeah, he's not going anywhere. You got to take wide turns here. Like, oh, nope. Nasty. Wide turns. All right. Normally, she's like way back there because of how fast we go. Now, what you got to do, there's a restart encounter here, which gets Ellie right next to us. Oh, it also does something else. Let me show that off. Look, we have 0 pistol bullets. None. None whatsoever. And again, I mentioned we got our stuff back that we just used. Bottle, revolver, bullet, smoke bomb. Get rid of the gun. We have no pistol ammo. So the restart encounter here is going to be as soon as we are able to move Joel after he's done putting the ladder down. So press triangle to drop as soon as he moves. Restart encounter. Ellie's right with us, and we get 5 pistol bullets. Why? I don't know. We just do. Probably as a way to, like, if you don't have ammo, you're not going to be able to, like, get that, alert that clicker in there or get rid of them. So the game's probably just, like, compensating you some. Okay. I'm going to be doing this a couple times, because this is a fun little strat we got here. Double save again. We're almost done. We're almost done. So, if you have 1 pistol bullet, you won't get these 5. So it's actually pretty good to have 0 entering here. Now, the way this section normally works is you either boost her up normally. We're going to boost her up. This is how people probably supposed to do it normally. Boosting her up, boosting her up. Alright, Ellie, unlock this. It's locked. Ah, clicker! Oh no. Oh, what a shot. And then you have to kill that clicker, or else...
You okay?
First of all, Ellie will die.
It just surprised me.
But then...
Man, I can't wait for those things to be
yeah, that's pretty much it. Ellie will die. And then we're just sort of slowly jogging this area. See that? We jog, we slow climb, we do all that stuff. And the same thing for if we take out the clicker first and then boost Ellie over. She'll go right for the gate door. So we're going to do a little something something. This strat was discovered by myself completely by accident. I was just fucking around. But that's the other thing I wanted to mention. If you just alert it normally, you can't boost her up.
I need Ellie for this.
And Joel needs Ellie for this. How badly does he need Ellie for this? Well, he can't stop thinking about it. Look.
I'm gonna need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I'm gonna need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I'm gonna need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this. I need Ellie for this.
Come on. Alright, and then he's got Ellie for this. And then it proceeds the same way as before. Too slow. Too slow for me. When you alert that clicker... Oh, by the way, if you try to alert it with an arrow, it'll kill him. A headshot with an arrow will kill a clicker. A headshot with anything else won't. So the triangle prompt for this thing disappears when you alert the clicker. But it remains there for about a second after you fire. So watch this. Also, flashlight off. It's easier to turn... the camera turn is faster when the flashlight is off. And mash triangle. So, uh-oh.
Get the door open.
Now, because the game probably never expected us and Ellie to be over there with the clicker at the same time, that clicker isn't really active. It's kind of special, actually. You can run into it, push it, wherever. Yeah, come back here. What happens if I push him out here? Invisible wall, that's what happens. We made a friend. Hey, Mr. Clicker. What? I had no clue that could happen. Okay, but he's back to normal. Sorry, we got him a little angry. Sorry about that. It's okay. I don't think this clicker likes girls. Huh. Anyway, the one reason we allow this in glitchless is because you can still die. Actually, no, watch. See? You can still die. You just have to swing at it and be next to it. That's a big reason we allow it. There's something in Billstown where we can do the same thing, but like that clicker literally just isn't there. You can still die. Even if you shoot him, probably. So how do we do this in a speedrun? How do we use this to our advantage? What does it do for us? Because that's funny and all. We're able to sprint the rest of the way. That's the point. Because I showed you, after we made it into that area, we jogged, and it's slow and bleh. That activates a sprint for the entirety of the section.
Give me a foot.
Okay.
Come on. Get that door open.
I didn't know she could get plus signed. That was pretty interesting. I pick up the ammo just because. We don't use any ammo from this point forward. We use a bow and that's it. But it's nice to have. We're like hoarding it. Alright, so I'm going to do this once and hopefully it's how I practiced it. So, we're going to see you later, Mr. Clicker. But yeah, look at us. We can sprint. That's the whole point of it. Now, there's some more manipulation we can do later so we can sprint after we use the ladder to cross over to the other side there. And hold down X to ascend. Remember, that's the fastest swimming animation. You swim up here, and you can glitch out the camera a little. It's not a glitch. It's just it's purely visual. And then, like, the sprint climbing is just so much faster here. It's so much faster.
Made it.
Even Ellie's in, like, the sprinting mood. Look at her get on this plank here. Or pallet, whatever they call it, I don't know.
All right. Get on.
She just hops right on. Now, because she's facing this way, you want to put this against the wall in the direction she's facing so she climbs up faster.
I got you.
See that? She climbs up right away. Alright, now this is where part 2 of the strat comes into play. Where is the clicker? There he is. And he's walking towards us. There's a couple things that can happen here. One, he's way off in the back, and, well, let me not go that far. This clicker, he isn't completely broken. He won't be alerted to your movement or your gunfire. He's only alerted by a bottle. He will come to investigate when you throw a brick or a bottle. Which in this case is a bottle. So yeah, sometimes he just doesn't show up. And if that's the case, you have to kill him. Because he could be like where we boosted Ellie over and just be stuck in that room. If that happens and he doesn't show up, you have to kill him because the triangle prompt for the ladder won't show up. That's the one side effect of doing this. Now, if he's way off in the back, you throw the bottle about where I'm aiming it right there, and then you get him to come over. Where he's standing right now is perfect. That's about as close as he can get on his own. If you throw it there, he'll enter here too quickly. And then he'll leave. We want him to hang around so we can sprint the entirety of this section. So what we're going to do is throw the bottle over here. It's close enough so that he'll come to investigate it, but not close enough that he'll get in here really, really, really quickly. So there we go. Then he comes in. Now I like to do something here, sort of push him back a little. I swing, and remember, back up. Back up. And don't go swimming. In my most recent record, I did a leap into the water.
Now what?
I believe that swing and then sprinting back towards the ladder makes him hang around here a little bit longer. So if the clicker is like way back there, you won't be able to pick up the ladder like this. But because he's near here, and even in the room with us, you can sprint after you put the ladder down there. Don't leave. We need you. Nah, he's not leaving. He's just investigating the bottle throw.
Oh, I see.
And then, yeah, if he hangs around here, we can sprint. The alternative is like a slow jog. It's so annoying. This probably saves like 10 seconds. And then right away, you want to hop in the water. Climb up like this. And yeah, there we go.
Okay, come on, jump.
Do I need to show that off again? It was perfect. I don't think I do. That's exactly how I would perform it in a run. Just play it back. Everything I described it is perfect. That's exactly how... That would get me a gold split if it was performed that well.
You're gonna catch me?
I got you.
So yeah, don't throw the bottle too close to him, because then he'll like do a screech and then like sprint into the room to investigate, and then he'll leave right away. So you need to throw it far enough away. If you throw it too far away, like against the wall, he just won't come into the room at all. You need to throw it close enough to him so he doesn't screech, but not far away enough that he doesn't come into the room. There's a fine balance between the two. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I like to swing at him once as soon as he enters, but then back up, otherwise you're dead. And then sprint to the ladder, because I feel like he actually follows you. Maybe he doesn't, but I think he does. Alright, and there's one restart encounter right here. Yeah, and fall into the water instantly, because you lose your sprint when you, like, start stepping on those crates. Or whatever they are. Whatever these are that we're standing on. Alright, the restart encounter here is as soon as you're able to move Joel again. As soon as you see him move. Like, on your own.
Let's get the hell
This
off
places
this
him
thing.
further and allows him to jog. Right there. You restart encounter, but watch. The alternative is it's slow. It's slow. As soon as you're able to move him, restart encounter, it places you here, and you can jog. Alright, I'm actually going to show you a glitch that we can get on purpose. And look at my controller when I do this. Because a part of this strat is avoiding this glitch. Like, Joel falls into the bus, and, like, we mash triangle so he grabs the first one. That's all fine and dandy. You know, we do that on purpose. But if you fall into the bus too quickly, you glitch the game. So watch.
Ellie, move.
If you hold forward and X and mash it, he'll fall into the bus quickly. And then mash triangle so he grabs the first one. Now the bus won't be in the right position. So if you like turn the camera up left, look at the background. It's not moving. Look at the area above the controller. Now the bus is stuck.
Ellie! Ellie, give me your hand! Give me your hand before you...
Hey, Ellie. How's it going? And then the camera's stuck. So part of the strat is actually avoiding this, because as you saw, it's easy to get. Howdy. And then Ellie will flinch when you fire. I have a lot of ammo. Oh, and the weird thing is, like, where you leave the camera after you aim, that's where it stays. So, like... And even look at the water and the frame rate of it. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So the way we avoid that, because we want to do this fast, but we don't want this to happen. So the only difference we make to what we did there, I remember I joked that Uranta was sabotaging me because he's the one that recommended, hey, you can fall into the bus quicker if you hold forward and X after like the whole shit show starts. You know? So that's what I did, and then that happened once. I don't think I need a save file anymore. Yeah, I'll keep it here. So the way to avoid that from happening is once you climb up, let go of the control stick. Let go of any... Don't press anything. And let this play out naturally. Joel fell down into the bus really early. That's why it happened. Now mash triangle and do everything else the same. And see my control stick? Move the camera. If you don't move the camera, this will never happen. Now look at the background. It's moving. The bus is moving, so we know we got it. So yeah, when Joel climbs on the railing there, don't press anything. And believe it or not, even this, there is a strat for it. You would think that ascending the entire time would be the fastest way. But watch what happens when you do. I don't know where it's going to place me with the restart encounter, but yeah. Watch what happens. If you hold down X the entire time, watch what happens when Joel tries to resurface. Oh, it's actually okay. Shit. I tried to show something there. Well, it happened to me. Let me see if I can get it. Why is it not happening? It's supposed to push Joel underneath, like... And then you have to swim all the way around. It wastes like 3 or 4 seconds. No, I'm gonna get this, damn it. Maybe if I hold it down, like the whole way. Fuck, I don't know. I'm making a fool of myself now. Come on, like... This is how it's supposed to happen. Why isn't it happening? Alright, whatever. Fine, game. Be that way. Anyway, to avoid whatever that is happening, what I do is before I pick up Ellie, I hit circle once. And then you hit the cutscene. What's supposed to happen was if you hold down X the entire time, first of all, you bonk on a rock there. But second of all, when he ascends, his maximum like height reaches like a foot underneath where the water is. So you have to swim around like even further. I've had that happen. What the hell? I swear. Whatever. Okay, but that's that. Okay. Now I will show off the hospital once. Perfectly, hopefully. And then I'll explain it section by section. Fucking game. That's why we pick up the arrow before the tunnel, right there. It's about 2 or 3 seconds faster than going to the left. Pretty specific strat there. And that works enough times so that I'm confident with it when I do a run. I'm probably going to have to explain that section the most. Alright, now there's a side effect for when you do this section on your first try from the beginning of the run. If you go to the right of this pillar, the trick won't work. You have to go to the left. And then the section will happen as it normally does and what I'm used to. Get your smoke bomb ready. Crouch here. Throw it. Wait a second. Then go. And then go. Beautiful. And a restart encounter, you'll get the same shit every time. So we're good. Now I'm going to explain everything. First of all, we need that brick, but watch what happens if you just, like, go. Ow, I'm dead. You need to slow up a little bit. That's strat number 1. So when I pick up the brick, I let go of sprint. Right there. Just a little bit, like that much. And then, if you... right there, you need to get his legs, because they have armor. So pick up the brick, slow down a little bit, and then sprint leap over. Get his legs with the arrow. Ooh, I barely got him there. Oh, and don't go this way.
The hell was that?
See? You don't want to do that. Because you're fucked. So yeah, hopping over that window is a part of the strat. So we're just putting the pieces together. Learning. Arrow. That can be a tough shot. I'll show you an alternative. Hopping over that window, you have to. Otherwise, you're spotted. Now for this strat. There is one other thing you can do. If you're not comfortable with this, you can do this. Don't take cover too far to the left. Otherwise, they'll see you. And then you can just go right for the door. Ow. Also, I'm gonna show something else with that guy. Before I talk about like that strat and the brick, I'm gonna show off something else. If the flashlight's on you, don't sprint right away, kind of like that guy in Winter. If the flashlight is to the left, you can sprint after you fire. Alright, when running past this guy at the door, don't run straight on, because, well, he was supposed to push me against the wall. And that happens a majority of the time. Sometimes he can push you so hard, he glitches you out of bounds. So what you actually want to do there is turn the camera so that he'll put you in a chokehold. So then when he goes for the chokehold, when you hit triangle, it's impossible for him to chokehold you. Whereas if you're running this way and you're facing him, he'll push you against the wall. So, yeah. Also, there's 2 revolver bullets here. I don't use them. If you absolutely need them, they're there. Personally, I think it messes with the section, though, so I don't do it. Brick. Watch the light. That can be tricky. I'll show you an alternative there a little bit later. Alright, I'm gonna show you him pushing me against the wall. It happens when you really just want to go for the triangle prompt. There we go. That will happen a majority of the time. And then those other guys could come back in here and get you. Eh, don't kill me. Okay. Yes, that will happen a majority of the time. So a way to avoid that, he won't push you against the wall if you're turned like if you turn your back to him, because then the game will prioritize the chokehold over the wall push. And I'll talk about this brick strat in a little bit, but I just want to show it off one more time. Honestly, this strat is good for anyone who's not comfortable with what I'll show you next. So yeah, you want to turn the camera this way when you hit triangle. See right there, you could see his hand reach for my neck, but because I hit triangle, that animation is impossible. You do take a little damage there, but with the strat I do and use, you don't take damage on the top floor. Alright, now for the brick throw. It's pretty specific. You just toss it while you're sprinting. In a pretty specific spot. See that? You have enough time to fire that. Like, if I didn't get spotted there, I don't think I ever will. Alright, just watch how I do it and where I throw it. Ow. Now, just like everything else I've ever said, that strat isn't 100%, but it works enough times that I use it, because it's so much faster than waiting for them to cross. So the brick prevents them from, like, running past me. They're just like, hey, I think I heard something. It stops them in their path. And it distracts them long enough so you can run past them before they realize you're there. The arrow's hitbox is wide enough so you can sort of aim between their legs. It'll hit them. So get close to the door and then keep going. I'm dead. Yeah, see that? It's not 100%. What can happen there is sometimes they shoot at you really, really early. The restart encounters probably aren't helping this section either. So far, I've only lost one world record to that. Which is one too many, but it's about 7 seconds faster. See that? Ah! Don't worry, he can't hit you. Alright, and then make your way upstairs. And I'll show off some things you can do wrong here. When you restart encounter, I don't think it matters which side of the pillar you run on. But if you do this your first try, the section won't work. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Watch what happens if you sprint too far in here. Ow, 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 it hurts. Ow, ow. It stings, it stings. Ow. You need to stop in the doorway. Stop sprinting in the doorway. It's a bit like the hotel. You distract them with the brick, and then you stop sprinting at the doorway, and then you start up again on the other doorway. Kind of the same thing here. The more you do that, the more comfortable you'll get with it. It's about 2 seconds faster than the other way, which I'll show you. So that stops their running. And just time your triangle prompt. So remember, first try, go to the left of the pillar. If you don't, it won't work. So stop here, start here. Right around where that brick is, start. Now the last thing you could do wrong here is sprint too far. Or sprint too early. Okay, it ended up working there, but if you sprint the entire way, they're gonna know you're there. So I crouch behind the table there, and then I throw the smoke. I take that last part very slowly because it's a bit picky. It's finicky. Too long of a sprint and you're spotted. So just put everything together so far. Close, but that guy's very slow. And I don't have an answer to like why this brick strat works. Just trust me. This will yield you the best possible results. You can imagine what else I've tried here. And when you throw a brick without manually aiming it, like L1, R1, you can continue your sprint after you've thrown it. If you aim it manually, you got to build up your momentum again. But if you just hit R1 to throw it, you stop, but then you start up right again. You barely lose a step. And you want them to shoot you here. Like that barrage of bullets, you want that. Stop. Start. And then this is what I do to avoid any risk. Crouch behind the table. Throw in a generic spot, and then go. Now that was bad RNG. That guy spotted me. So you know what? I should have taken it even slower than that. But that's why I use the smoke bomb for the top floor. Alright, the only other thing here is an alternative for the arrow if you're not comfortable with it. Which I have one. You can just sprint here. And then sprint leap that one. Now that's about a second or two slower than the other way with the arrow. It's more of a direct path. But there's some things with it. The one thing you don't want to do there is like look at my controller light up when I do the section. If you hold down sprint the entire time, look. Ow. I'm dead. What you need to do, you can sprint leap both windows, but when your feet land on the second one, you have to let go of sprint. That's how you're going to get it to work. Like if you're just not comfortable arrowing this guy. Look at my controller. As soon as his, like, you need to leap, and then I leap in the second one, let go of sprint, and as soon as you hear his feet hit the floor, hold it back down. And that's how you'll get it. Or you can do a slow leap over it, but that's kind of slow. Alright, so everything together once again. Stop sprinting there. This is faster. Leap into that window, don't go to the right of that wall. They'll all spot you. This, for whatever reason, works. Turn Joel to the left, so that guy will go for a choke instead of a push. And you've already hit triangle by the time he did that, so there's no risk there. When you're attempting this on your first try, super important, run to the left of this beam, not the right. And you'll know it works when they shoot a shit ton of bullets right now. Stop sprinting here. Start up again here. Get your smoke ready. Crouch here. Aim. Throw. It doesn't have to be in a specific spot. The smoke radius is big enough so that they will be blown back by it. I literally just L1, R1. It doesn't have to be specific. It doesn't have to be on the table. It doesn't have to be. It can be stuck in the corner. The smoke goes through the wall. And that's that. That's Last of Us Grounded. There's one thing I do... will not need to mention, but... you're forced to crouch, to walk here, so you want to crouch right away. And then kill him. And then switch out to another gun when you hit triangle for Ellie.
You fucking animal!
Alright, so this won't get copyrighted. I gotta mute this track. This musical track always gets copyrighted by YouTube. It belongs to Gustavo or whatever. Alright, if you don't hold down L2, you will run slower, so you have to. And there's nothing really to it. Awkward silence. Oh, I just banged Ellie's head on the wall. Or the door. Alright, as soon as you see the light on the top change numbers or color, whatever, I forget, that's your cue to, like, skip the cutscene. I always use, like, little cues for cutscene skipping, whether it's an object or a noise or whatever. Yep. Yeah, it's as soon as the light goes out. And that's that. There are two strats here. One is when Joel... or when Ellie's done holding the fence up for Joel, right here. If you hold forward without holding sprint, Ellie will do a little glide forward. And that will allow you to get ahead of Joel. Pretty funny. It lasts for like less than a second, and then you can hold it down again. It doesn't last forever. It's just a tiny little glide forward. But it won't work if you're holding down sprint. Again, discovered accidentally. Just watch my controller and then look what Ellie does. Look at her model. Just hold forward and then look at her. Whee! That little glide. It's so subtle. Just a little bit. But we get closer to Joel.
Don't think I ever told you, but
And then you mash X to climb over.
I think
Go to the left of the log. You won't get slowed down by Joel.
good friends. I think you really would have liked it.
And then
I know she'd have liked
climb this.
Bet I would have.
Oh. This is awkward. Alright. All I wanted to show off was it doesn't matter it doesn't matter where Joel is, it matters where you are for this restart encounter. I just want to show you the specific timing of it. So like pretend Joel isn't here. When you're doing the restart encounter, pretend that Joel isn't here. I wonder if there are any like glitchy side effects of that, because I guarantee you the game didn't think that Ellie could surpass Joel here. God, if in Last of Us 2 we could play with him as a companion for a little while, that would be... oh, that'd be the best. Alright, 1 minute ago. So you don't want to hit X from far away. She'll climb slowly. You want to bump into the wall and then climb it. But look at the timing. Right there. Literally that early. You don't want to do it too early, though, because then it'll send you back. And then run behind Joel.
Just a little bit further now.
And yeah. That's that. Stand in this spot right here. I like to be moving a little bit when I hit triangle.
I got it.
And then time. And that's that. Time stops on the black screen. Ugh. And we are finished. That's Grounded. And even if you don't speedrun it, I hope you learned something here. So many little things. And like the ammo, the parts, the pills, and the crafting supplies and the bombs used are all consistent. Ammo and enemy movements and patterns are not consistent, especially companions. So that's stuff that it's always difficult to explain. But yeah, even if you don't speedrun it, if something here that you saw helped you in a casual playthrough if you were stuck on a section, then this was worth it. I made a tutorial 10 or 11 months ago. The strats, some of the strats are good, some of them are outdated, so that was the whole reason for this. I updated the titles of the videos, like Obsolete and Updated, just so you don't get them confused. And I don't think I mentioned this. Well, I did once, but not at the start. I run this unpatched, 1.00. and I made a video about the differences between the patches and why this is better for grounded speedrunning. I'm probably going to re-upload it because that video, like, nothing has changed. There have been no new discoveries with patch differences. That video is still good. That video is still good. So I think I'm going to re-upload that after this part so you can look at that, because I get asked that a lot. Like, what are the differences? Like, I can't list them off the top of my head, but I have that video. So I think I'll include that at the end, like after this video. This was part 8 of the tutorial. That'll be part 9. So, yeah, like, even, like, it's going to be an old video of me. Like, the background, the theme is going to be different as well. I'll be a little thinner. So yeah, that's grounded, glitchless, glitchless speedrunning. Any closing words? If you have any questions at all, because I know if you're gonna try and copy what I'm doing, you're gonna come across something that I didn't mention in this video, in the tutorial series. Put it in the comments, and I'll answer them. Even if I, for other videos, even though I don't respond to a lot of YouTube comments, if someone has a question about the speedrun, I usually give them the time of day. You know, I read over every single, comment, both good and bad, that you guys write. So if you have a question about the run, I'd be happy to answer. And sometimes the answers you're looking for are in another video, so I would send you there as well. I have a lot of videos. Up next, I want to make a part 2 to my glitch, Last of Us glitches video, but that'll be some point in the future. We got games done quick in 5 days. Not running, just attending. But yeah, I wanted to get this done. It's January 3rd. This took us 3 days to make. And yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. Some parts were a little awkward to explain. Like I know I had a hard time explaining the financial district fight, the coal mine fight, because those are difficult sections. You know, I can tell you how the section works, but if you can't perform it, I don't really know what to tell you in terms of a backup strat you could do to accommodate, you know, there's no other way to say this, but lack of ability, you know? I've been playing this game for 4.5 years. So having one of these in my hands is it's second nature to me. For someone who plays casually but wants to pick this up, you know, they're not going to be able to do some of these strats right off the bat. The best I can do is tell you how the section works, but after that, it's practice, practice, and practice. The fact that I still haven't gotten a 251 means this game is still kicking my ass after 4.5 years. You know? But yeah, overall, I'm happy with how this turned out. I talked a lot. That's the whole point. That was the whole point of it. That I just wanted to talk, mention every tiny detail. And I think I did that. So yeah, any questions you guys have, I'd be happy to answer in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward to the next stream and next YouTube video, which, whatever it is. Bye.